Merry Christmas and Happy New Year! I am so glad you have stopped by. If you're new, thank you for giving us a chance. If you're one of our seasoned stitchers, you know what you're in for. What I'm going to tell you right now is put me on pause. Go get yourself something to drink. It can be coffee, tea, something a little bit stronger if you need it, because this is going to be a long one. You might want to pick up a snack too. Since we're heading into the new year, 2022, gonna be epic, I'm going to do a whip parade. Yes, and you're gonna want to stay till the end of this video because I have a nice little thing that I wrote that I want to share with you. So get your drink, get your snack, and let's meet back here in a second, okay? It is the day after Christmas. G and I had Christmas, just the two of us, which was absolutely lovely. He cooked a fabulous breakfast, great coffee. I filled the corn and bird feeders so everybody could have a snack. We just kind of had a sweet day, and today is the day that the family all gets together. So that's going to be sheer joyful chaos, just chaos, and I'm going to love every moment of it. But hopefully I'll be able to present this video in a very cultured way where everything is organized. I'm not. I'm doing a whip parade of everything I have started, and some thank yous, some haul, and then a nice little poetic surprise at the end. So this last week I have been inundated with stitchy kindness and really evaluating this last year is what you do the last week of the year. You evaluate how the year went, what was working for you, what maybe didn't work for you, and what you want for the next year. And so, without further ado, let's get going. I wanted to I received some lovely Christmas cards. Thank you all for the Christmas cards, but this one from Stacy, the 911 Stitcher, with her family was quite lovely, And that picture of the Nutcracker looks like a stitch that she's doing. Yeah, it does. It looks like a stitch that she's working on. Of course, she's always working on a ton of stuff, isn't she? And then from my high school classmate Danielle, I hope we get together for some stitchy time this next year, for sure. And then Renee, she sent me a wonderful little wool ornament that I have hanging on my tree up there. I also went to Acorns and Threads, naturally. I went there because there was a package waiting for me. Janine had texted me that, a package had arrived in my mailbox there, and they were dying to know what was in it because they were all guessing. Was it candy? Was it nuts? What was it? Because it had this weird sound. See? That's the sound. So I brought it home, and when I opened it up, this is what it was wrapped in. I know, it's just, and it had this lovely, lovely card by Colleen. Homemade card, isn't that beautiful? But what was in there? It was crocheted popcorn. I was like, and the beads that you use like cranberries in between the popcorn. So the whole box was filled with crocheted popcorn that I'm going to string. Oh, you can't know because I've been wanting to learn to do that and just have not had the time. Colleen, you just totally crack me up. Totally crack me up. I am so excited about that. And yes, you know, those beads might work really well with the counting pins that I'm making. And then I can use the wooden beads that are too big for the counting pins with the popcorn. So, thank you. Thank you. I also, where is it? Where is it? Sitting in my box waiting for me was a gift card. It was a gift card from Renetta. I hope I'm saying that right. I think I'm saying that right. And so it came at the perfect time. Thank you so much, because I had ordered a chart and it had come in, and so it was like a chart gift. And this was the chart that I had ordered. I just love that. And I ordered the fabric also. So that gift card, you know, when I show up and there's a gift card, I feel guilty and blessed all in the same motion. And I thank you very, very, from the bottom of my heart. And I spend it faster than I can, you know, I mean, there's smoke coming off of me. So The Joyous Season by Plum Street. It's just beautiful. And with Janine's help, I picked out some vintage country mocha Lugana. So I didn't even get out the door with that gift card. It was gone. It was gone in a heartbeat. I did order from the Kitten Stitcher because, oh my God, you know, this is the thing. I mean, I love that you guys are watching me, and I watch a lot of FlossTube, but we truly are. I mean, what I told Janine was, thank goodness it's cross-stitch that I'm addicted to, because if it was any kind of illegal substance, I would have my poster at the post office for the amount of enabling that I do. I realize it. I own it. I own it. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care. So I was watching Kitten Stitcher, and she wrote a book. I mean, she wrote a book. Well, I had to have it. And then, as what happens with every time you go onto a site, is you don't just go for that one thing. No, you have to, you know, it's like you don't just walk into Macy's and go get your mascara. Yeah, no, it's this route that you take and you end up with a bunch of stuff. You don't just go in the grocery store for a stick of butter. Never come out with just one thing. At least I never do. So I got the book she wrote. It's beautiful. And of course I ordered the autographed copy because it wasn't anymore. She didn't charge for her autograph. But I just love it. I just love it. And then I ordered a piece of fabric. Nothing should ever travel alone. And it's a 28 count silver fox. Isn't it beautiful? It's just beautiful. When I saw this pattern, I knew I had to get it for a special friend and stitch it up. And it's by the Scattered Scattered Seed Sampler. Original and Antique Reproduction Sampler Designs by Shelter from the Storm. Look at the bunnies. Look at the mushroom. I just loved it. So yeah, that came this week. If I'm talking fast, it's because I don't want the battery to go dead before I'm done. Fat Quarter Shop, who I am affiliated with, sent me a journal. And you know how I'm constantly on the hunt for the perfect journal for my brain. That's the thing, is that finding a journal that might work so that you can actually keep it up, because that's one of the journeys that I've been on the last part of this year, is embracing that ADHD brain of mine, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, giving up all of the negative self-talk. I am giving it all up, and I can kind of, I actually can feel it in my heart when I start to let that voice back in, and I just have been shutting it down. Just shut that down. You don't need that. But I loved this journal. It's very simple, and that's going to work for me. It has the month. It has notes. It's substantially made, well made. Special dates to remember, planning for my year. I just am looking forward to seeing how I can make this work. So if you also have been on the hunt for the most perfect journal for your pattern, you might want to check out the Fat Quarter Shop. Okay, let's get on with one more thing I want to show you. I had gotten this absolutely fabulous Advent box. It's been the most fun. Karen, she is cross-stitcher, quilter, but I've mostly been showing this on Instagram or here on Stitch Roadies, but I had to show you the last. I have not been hooked by diamond painting. I didn't know what it was, and so when I first looked at this, I was like, what is this? What is this thing? What is this thing? I remember seeing them in the Crafter's Warehouse, this aisle, but I never walked down it. It's a lot of work. I can tell it's a lot of work, much like cross stitch, but I don't have any of the tools for it. I don't have any of the things, but this thing is absolutely adorable. Thank you so much. Look at that. Is that not the perfect? Just a little owl and coffee. That's the first thing I do in the morning, is I gotta have coffee to wake up. I love this because I'm never gonna do it, and so now I have one. Isn't that? Thank you so much, Karen. I mean, that whole Advent calendar was just a real emotional gift for me. It was, every day was exciting. One more thing that I have to show you. One more thing. I'm sounding like a broken record before we get to the whip parade. Doesn't everyone love a parade? As you can tell, I am a big Schitt's Creek fan, as is my daughter-in-law, my younger daughter-in-law. And I can't really show this to you because it's all chart. But I bought a PDF download And if you can see up in the corner, there's that little wreath. So the whole thing is that wreath. And I'll put the link down below. But inside the wreath, it says, love that journey for me. Love that journey for me. And it is so perfect, isn't it? Because, yeah, we love that journey. We love everything about the journey. Yeah. Which I had to then go, I then had to go to get a needle minder that said, love that journey for me. I love that journey. And I'll put the link for this shop. It's Nerdy Needle Design Company. Hopefully I don't forget, but you know. And they sent this little pin. I'm fine, it's fine, everything is fine. I'll put that on one of my project bags. Yeah. Love that journey for me. I can't wait to start that one. That's going to be a start in January for sure. There was one other thing. Oh, this I wanted to show you. So back to that. Okay. I could apologize to you about the craziness here. And if you're new, I totally get if you run screaming and shut off this floss tube. I get it. I get it. But back to Karen and the Advent box. She sent in one of the dates was some Woody fabric, and I am a big Woody and Jessie and Buzz Lightyear fan because they travel with us in our camper, in our RV, and now in our van. We have Woody and Jessie along, and Buzz sometimes when he behaves himself. So I've been a real fan for a long time. She sent me some Woody fabric, and yesterday, or day before yesterday, I should have been wrapping Christmas presents, but I've given up the word should. And once I gave up the word should, I have been more productive, if that makes sense. You would think that by saying, I should get this project that I have started already going and get it done. In fact, once I gave up the word should and went with, hey, I'm going to do this, I have had a higher production rate, if that makes any sense at all. So, when I should have been wrapping Christmas presents, I instead saw the Woody fabric that came in my Advent box, and I said, Anna, you need a Woody project bag out of that fabric. That fabric is so awesome. So everything in my life came to a halt, and I made a project bag. And so here is the project bag that I made. Isn't it awesome? I mean, I'm so proud of myself. Yeah, I'm so proud of myself. Okay, now I think I'm at the point where we can go through the whip parade. And this is not going to be in order of when it was started, because I have no clue. But my whips that have been ongoing, and I'm sure they've been ongoing, some of them have been ongoing for 2 or 3 years. That's without. So they'll be in no particular order. Okay. We have a chart exclusive with Acorns and Threads, Emily's Bliss. And I have this beautiful needle minder that Janine gifted me. But look, I I just had to stitch that leaf right there. That silk thread is amazing, and I absolutely love it. What I can tell you is that when I show these whips, I will not always know the fabric. I won't. I won't. I mean, I feel like the Grinch. I will. No. Okay. And there isn't a one that I don't. Well, there's one that I like, but the rest I love. Yeah, I'll show you the one I like. Teresa Kogut's Land That I Love. And this is how far. It'd be nice if I could make a... What I have found is that I am not a monogamous stitcher, but I am a compulsive sometimes stitcher. So sometimes I will, you know, grab onto something and I'll just stitch that. Just crazy stitch that. But I don't know which one is going to be that way. This is, so number 2 here, in no particular order, is the Long Dog Pandemic, which I love. That was the one that I lost the floss, and I still have lost the floss. And that's where I am on that. I love that one. I love it, love it, love it. It's good when you love all your whips, you know. Ink Circles, A Dog's Declaration. And I bought this at Acorns and Threads because they had the whole floss pack for this. And this is for my Enzo. And I do have to figure out how I want to work with the, you know, I have the Elan frame, and I love the Elan frame, but what I'm finding is when I get a project on it, I can't put another project on it. It's like once I got one on there, it has to stay on there till it's done, which forces me back to my comfort zone, which is an in-hand stitcher. But I kind of like, maybe I should buy more bars. Not sure. But that's where I'm at. I wish I was more like some of the other floss tubers that know exactly what fabric they used. That is just too funny. That is never going to be in my life. I love this one. So this is love, love, love. So far, love, 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 love. All things be exceedingly diligent. Just, oh. Oh. Working on the motifs now. Working on the motifs. This isn't really a whip. This is like a, I'm not going to even show this one. It is, it's the ornament cross stitch, and I was starting some Halloween ornaments, but I don't really consider this a whip. It just is a, it's just like a bump. I don't know what to say about it. Away We Ride was a Sal that is still a Sal. And that is, let's see, I know a couple of my friends have got it done. And so I feel like this one will be one of those compulsive, one day I'll wake up and I'll have to compulsively stitch it till it's done. So I'm either a polygamous stitcher or a compulsive stitcher, but not a monogamous stitcher, if that makes any sense at all. I love all my project bags. Oh, this is a Sal with Cheryl. I'm going to pay for that. Cheryl from Stitching with the Sisterlies. Stitching generations together. I just love it. That could become a compulsive stitch. And look at that bag. Oh, bags are so pretty. This isn't really a whip. This is a, because I finished 2 of them. Yeah, I finished Jack and I just have Harry to do. I finished Jack and Henry. So I would not consider that a whip. This is a whip. La Foresta de Fanesse by Renato Perelin. I know. This is like, look at this. I love this. I do not want to have this framed. It's going to cost one of my grandchildren their college education. But oh, it's so, and then I saw, I mean, a couple people I've seen on Instagram have done it with a brown fabric. Oh my gosh. Is it ever gorgeous on brown? Heartstring Samplery, What a Time to Be Alive. Now at Acorns and Threads, they have a sample of this, not done tone on tone, but multicolored. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I am not creative that way, and I do exactly what the designer did. That could be a compulsive stitch. I think I need to separate my bags between compulsive stitch and, you know, the other kind. Richard, which is actually Leo, my youngest grandson. I'm going to be stitching on that this week. Just a bit of December stitching. I have a few days left of December stitching, and I think I should, oh yeah, no should, I think I want to put some more stitches on that. Where are we? I lost count. I lost count. This is my compulsive stitch. This last week, for whatever reason, I just went with it, and it's been my compulsive stitch. And it's in this adorable, adorable bag. This is the thing though, bag makers really need to put a label or a tag in them, because this bag is absolutely fabulous. And I would love to promote the bag maker, but now I don't remember. This is Tumbleweeds, a division of Little House Needleworks. And I am doing this for G. His birthday is in February, and so I want to get it done by then, but it just turned into a compulsive stitch. And those Little House patterns, let me tell you, they are not a slam dunk. They're called little, but I think it's just a way to hook you in and draw you in and say, it's a small. I almost said a nasty word. But there's a lot of stitching in them. I have been stitching on this one, though, compulsively this week, because I want to get it done and get a frame for it, for his music room. He's definitely a cowboy in terms of that he loves everything. Like when I do a Zoom stitch, you know, the Pacific Northwest Stitchers and a Zoom class for stitching or with friends, he's in there watching Old Gunsmoke or Wagon Train or, you know, yeah. I love this one. So that's, so far, see, there it is. So far, everything is on the love pile. This whole pile is love. Bent Creek, begin. Oh, and this fabric has a tag on it. It's Belfast Linen Smoky Pearl. Isn't that cool? Yeah. This could be, I need to separate them. This could be a compulsive stitch. Yeah, compulsive stitch. Pile in the compulsive stitch pile. Oh, this was my anniversary start. This was Ira and Ida Crow. Ida Mae and Ira. And I think, yeah, I'm working on his pants. That's going to be a fun one. That is a fun one. Home for the holidays. Are you bored? Are you just bored, silly? I'm sorry. I'll have a fun little poem for you at the end. Home for the holidays. This is a Blackbird. Awesome book. Awesome, awesome, awesome book. There's nothing in here I don't like. But this is the one that I'm working on. And this is where I am at. Not far. But I love the color of this fabric, and it is a willow green, Belfast Linen 32 count. Willow green. Now this project, I do know, it's all of the country cottage needleworks, you know, all of those little squares done on one piece of fabric. But somehow I remember, and I'm going to have to go back and figure it out, that I'm off a stitch someplace. Yes. And I have 3 of the squares done. So I'm going to have to figure out where I am off a stitch. Because it seems to me, I remember, you know, that's why it hasn't been touched in a while. This was a project from Owl Forest. It was a free download of the Emerald City. And I still think you can get that. I actually remember, I think I was stitching this when we were living part-time in Arizona. That's sweet. I love this fabric. What is this? Watercress, Joblin, 28 count. Oh, I love that. This could be in the compulsive stitch pile. Are you feeling better about yourself? Are you feeling better about yourself? You should. Okay, so this one is the, the mystery Halloween Ouija by Tiny Modernist. Now you can get the whole chart, but when I was doing it, it was released a bit at a time. And yeah, I feel a compulsive stitch on this. I somehow think I just got distracted at the time, and something happened. Something happened. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do it. Okay, let's see. Oh, this was when I thought I was going to just whip out a berry. An Erica Michaels berry. I thought I could just whip that sucker out. I didn't know that they were a lot more detailed than they were. So, but I have a dream of having lots of berries in my life. I want lots of berries in my life. Berry manilow, yeah. What in the world is this one? I know I like it already. Oh, this is Gobble. Oh, where's the picture of it though? I sometimes put the chart facing out in the protective sleeve, to protect it. But the picture, I can't show you that. Oh, this is by Plum Street. Gobble. Yeah. Next Thanksgiving, that'll be already done and framed by next Thanksgiving. Yeah. And this is where I got the border done. I do love a good border. I do love a good border. Look at this bag with its handle. Oh, only 3 more? Really, only 3 more? I don't even know. Oh, I can't show you this one because where's the picture? Let's see the picture. It's needle in hand. It's the 25th anniversary. The 25th anniversary celebration for Acorns and Threads. I don't know what happened to the picture, but front. I think it's this way. I don't know why it's all the way on one side. Yeah. I don't know what happened to the picture of it. Two more to go. Let's see. Oh, this is my Harry Potter that I'm doing with the Frosty Crafter, and it's a full coverage. It's my only and first full coverage. As you can see, I am way far into this project. Yes. and it was a download, and is the Hogwarts School. And it's in my Hogwarts bag that I made. And finally, okay, it's so interesting that this is the last one, because all of that pile is loves. This one is like. I have one like. Everything else I love. And this is actually for G. And it's an old chart, but it's called My Husband or Father. And you see all that down there, all that green? It's like confetti, like you wouldn't believe it. And I think it became a like when one of you said, oh, you know, those old charts, there wasn't the overhand dyed, you know, floss. You could have just used a variegated floss. And I went, oh, I could have used a variegated floss. Instead of changing every 2 stitches to a different color green. Yeah. But I started it. And, you know, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. It's just on the like pile. Well, that's it. That's it. It looks like a tornado went through here. A quilting tornado. So 2022, there are not going to be any shoulds. I'm going to just start something when I feel like it. And I'm going to compulsively stitch something when I feel that urge. 2020, 2021, all about the rules and following, and many of them are to protect our loved ones and each other. But in my cross-stitch world, I am giving up the rules. The only rule that I have, and it's not even a rule, it's a mantra, is finish a Prairie Schooler Santa, start a Prairie Schooler Santa. And that has been fun. That has been fun because there's no timeline. Like at the beginning I said, oh, I need to do 1 a month. And then I found out I couldn't get 1 done a month. You know? And then I would feel like, oh, I can't get done. So that's the only mantra I have. As far as the rest of it goes, it's all cake. And 2022 for me is going to be about my word for the year is acceptance. Acceptance truly for who I am. Acceptance for the world that I live in and how I'm going to navigate through it and what is going to bring me joy and how can I bring joy to others. That is my 2022 goal. That's the only goal I have. So now, if you've hung in there, I have something to read to you. Are you ready? Do you have something to drink? It's a parody of the, Night Before Christmas. So, 'twas the day after Christmas, went all through the house. Not a UFO was stirring, not even a whip. The projects were stuffed in the drawers with care, in hopes that a stitcher soon would be there. Anna was nestled all snug in her bed, while visions of her lost floss danced in her head. And G, with his guitar and bowl of dark chocolate, had settled our brains for a long winter's day, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter. I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the linen sash. The moon on the floss of the newly kitted patterns gave the luster of piles of which mattered. When what to my wondering eye should appear but a car fitted with snow tires here. I knew in a moment it must be Janine, with deliveries from acorns and thread. More rapid than stitches, her crosses they came, and she whistled and should and called them by name. Now Brenda, now Stacy, now Lindy, she called, to the top of the drawer, to the top of the pile. Stitch away, stitch away, stitch away all. She spoke not a word, but went to the phone, 503-292-4457, to fill the orders for one and all without a small groan. Stitch away, stitch away, stitch away all. Happy New Year. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for all the comments and all the support that you've given. You've truly made my year. I love you guys. Be safe, be healthy, and let's stitch in the new year.